Hi, Dan.
Nice to meet you, Dan.
My company is TCG.
Okay.
We do government IT, federal government IT.
Okay.
Our focus is on grants management, budget formulation, and grantee community creation. Extremely boring.
I have no idea.
Worked for one summer, called me and said, well, we don't have a job because we're on a hiring freeze, per se, but we have a contract you could bid on. Maybe. Do you know anything about Sybase and the web? I'm like, I took a class in Sybase. The web, yeah, I made a web page. So I bid, and I bid 10 grand for a project I figured would take 6 months. And it turned out, it turned out that they got another bid of $100,000. Yeah, so they took mine because it was National Institutes of Health, and they don't have any money. And so I started to do the work and realized I was a terrible programmer, just a terrible programmer. I have a degree in computer science and creative writing, so I could write, but I can't program anything. So I called my college roommate, who was the valedictorian. I was getting a PhD in computer science at UPenn, and I said, "How would you like to make a little money?" And he said, "All right." So I gave him 90% of the money, and I kept 10%.
Oh, nice.
Right. So I got my $5 an hour, and he finished all the work in a month. And I'm like, crap! Now I have to find a job. The thing that I really learned that was really important is lay people off when it's time to lay them off.
Really? Lay them off or fire them?
Yeah, when it's time to do it. Not when they're doing a bad job necessarily, because that's a different kind of question. But when your projects all disappear and you've got no work, don't keep people on because you're being nice.
Okay.
Because what tends to happen when you do that is you run through all of your savings.
Okay.
And then you lay them off into a recession, and it takes them 2 years to get a job. Norton Brodsky.
Okay.
I love his stuff. He's a really loud, very expensive man. I met him first before I joined EO at BOG, and he said his daughter came up to him and said, "What's wrong, Daddy?" And he said, she said, "It's your fault." And he said, "What are you talking about? It's my fault. The vendors are stupid. My employees are ridiculous." He said, "It's your fault. You're the boss."
That's a good.
Oh, you're right. It is my fault.
The boss, it's your fault.
It's always everything is my fault, which is fine, and that's how it should be.
I can accept
Right. So when I say it's the employee's fault, it's not actually the employee's fault. It's
right. Everything's your fault.
It's really everything is my fault. I put them in a position where they were going to do something wrong.
You bid on that contract, so everything's
Right. It's all entirely my fault. So you take blame. It's fine.
That's great. That's all I mean.
That's all I got.